All right, the Chargers get a trio of good news here, and this is really big as they are in the midst of a stretch of winnable games. They are going to be a problem to close out the rest of the year. I love it. If you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans, but we have this channel dedicated to the Chargers because we're Jim Harbaugh fans, and we followed him out, and now we're really taking you to an outsider's look of the Chargers. And what's been cool about it is how the Chargers and the Lions are kind of mirrored, how they're kind of rebuilding this thing. The Chargers obviously in the beginning of it, but you can see, man, if you do things right, you can see how well the Lions are playing. It's pretty cool. So here are three things I think are really important. Number one, last week you saw Justin Herbert healthy, looked good, and you have a passing game that's like, wait a second. There's some weapons emerging. Lad McConkey, Quentin Johnston. It's like, okay, got some things here. On top of that, you have DJ Chark, who should play. And I've been saying it, and I've been trying to say it to Charger fans. DJ Chark was with the Lions a couple of years ago, and he was awesome. I mean, just was. He, no surprise, couldn't stay healthy, and only played in, I think, half the games. But when he played, he was a big difference maker in what the Lions really needed that season. And then Jameson Williams comes in, and he leaves. So that's good news. Number one is the passing game has shown some life, and you didn't have to use draft picks that you preciously need for this rebuild, or for this just like sustainability of this whole thing at the trade deadline. I know everyone wanted it, but there just wasn't an impact player. It's not worth the pick. So let's just go forth with what we have and hopefully get DJ Chark. There you go. There's your acquisition. You know what I'm saying? So I love that. The other one, you're going to get a rusty Will Levis. Will Levis is no good as it is, but you're going to get him after not playing for a while. So the Titans are not a good team. They're trying to figure out how they want to play and what they are. And in the meantime, and in the midst of all that, you've got Will Levis, who's just terrible because he throws horrible interceptions. So I heard Jared Goff actually talk, and again, this isn't a Lions video. I don't know why I'm referencing so much Lions, but Jared Goff was talking about when his career, or when he really found his career changing here a couple of years ago with the Lions, and how he's just played such a high level, was he was like, I know what the play is, run that play and hit that receiver. And if it's not there, check it down. Otherwise, it's over. And so he's like, I can't run around. I can't scramble. I can't do all that. So just go to the play that's called. And again, that's a lot hard. It's a lot easier said than done. And Will Levis, what does he do? He looks to make a play. He's scrambling around. Things are off schedule. He doesn't know what he's doing. And then he's throwing bad interceptions. So Jesse Minter in the defense has a great opportunity to really, check out this, to really dial up the heat for a rusty Will Levis. And I just think that's perfect. The Bolts picked off quarterback Jameis Winston 3 times this past Sunday and have 9 interceptions on the season. So I'd put Winston, Will Levis kind of in that same category of just like, they're going to give you an opportunities for interceptions. Get them. If they get the interceptions when it hits them in their hands this week, things will be just fine for the Chargers. And then the third piece of good news is, let me actually see if I can pull this up. I think it's better seeing it. Is there was an article in the Washington Post that says that Jim Harbaugh has turned chargering into a distant memory quickly. Chargering is when you'd find a way to lose, crazy way. Any chance you look like you finally had an opportunity to win, it'd go away from you. I know a lot about this. Lions had the same thing. Same old Lions was the tagline, because the Lions weren't good, and something would happen, a penalty, costly error, just weren't good enough to overcome that stuff. You'd lose. And that's just the bottom line, is Jim Harbaugh, Dan Campbell have turned their teams into good, hardened team. Now, Jim Harbaugh has done it, honestly, quicker than Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell was 0-10 in his first season here. Jim Harbaugh already went in, got a quarterback, an elite quarterback, and here's why this is good news. It's just kind of unofficially official that the Chargers are no longer, you can just, like, we're not bad. Like that's just the biggest thing, right? When you start over and you've got a new coach, new regime, going to do things differently, it's like, okay, it's just, how is this going to turn out? And just like, oh my gosh, we're not bad. Chargers, Lions, we're just bad for a while there and had some seasons here and there, but for the most part, just generally kind of bad over these last 20 years. And so it's just so easy to see that Jim Harbaugh has turned this into a distant memory. I think that's perfect. I don't know how he does it. I don't get it at all, but it's great. Here's the biggest stat from this. The Chargers are allowing just 12.6 points per game. No opponent has topped 20 points, and they've allowed 18 fewer points than any other team. Defense keeps you in it. From there, you make some timely plays. Offense is just good enough. I say that. I mean, just good enough. You got the quarterback, but the skill position, it's just good enough. Make some plays when you need to, and then boom, you win. You're in the midst of a manageable schedule. Life's good. Life's good if you're a Chargers fan. So, again, you've got playmakers at wide receiver. The passing game's good enough. You're going to be playing against a weak Will Levis, and you're not charging anymore. You're good. You're a good team. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.